Hi-oh, beaver!
Good
Away!
evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Critzcast. We have one more match of this UGC Highlander season. It is, of course, the grand final where we're going to determine who is going to be crowned champion for season 34. Welcome, everybody. This is the Platinum Grand Final between defending champion Super Dickmann's KANNONEN and Gimme opponent.
This SDCK team are certainly not unbeatable. It's just, it seems to be, we see it time and time again that they do step up in the big games.
Look at these names. We've got 3 maps potentially for you tonight. 2 King of the Hills guaranteed. Lakeside and Asheville are the 2 maps we will definitely be seeing. However, if we are tied at that point, we will go to Swiftwater, which I'm not sure if it's going to be a best of 3 or a best of 1, but we'll see if we get to that moment. But Lakeside will be the first map, and the players lining up for the 2 squads, it's just, you know, some of the best players in Europe. Obviously, if they're getting to this stage in the game. Apparently, Pozka, the heavy for SDCK, has no electricity. So his team are trying to find a replacement to play heavy for them. Apparently, there is some merc denying happening. So we'll have to see what happens there if we're going to find somebody who is available. I'm now being told, Dave, that Viljak is connecting to the server. Viljak heavy? How much of a change do you think, how much is that going to affect SDCK coming into this game? Last minute change like that?
It's never a good situation mentally, you know, having to worry about mercs. Obviously, it seems it's just an unfortunate situation that, you know, Poker's just dropped because he doesn't have power or whatever. So it can be a little bit tilting, but I don't think it will make too much of a difference gameplay-wise. Viljak is, as you say, very good on multiple classes.
Lots of maybe uncertainty in the combo, yeah. And Murphy, who, I mean, has been an amazing demo man over the past number of seasons, is relatively newer to this lineup as well, you could say. I think he's played 2 ETF seasons, maybe 3. My memory's fuzzy. We'll have to see, as there is a lot of BM happening in the chat already. This final is proving to be spicy. It is the UGC European Highlander Grand Final, Season 34 of Platinum. Defending champions SDCK in the red, facing off Gimme opponent in the blue. First map is going to be Lakeside. Dave, what are you seeing on this mid-fight?
Not too much fighting. Stingin wins the sniper 1v1, which can be pretty important as long as he stays away. Mezzo's not in position to go for him, so yeah, not too much fragging on either side. Little bit of posturing from May on the point, but Stan is going to be the first big casualty. No demo man in the fight now. It's just going to be a heavy 1v1 across the fight, but in Vision is suddenly picking up frags. Sprayer has gone down to a backstab.
Yeah, I mean, there was a big stab from Mezzo who took down Stan, and I thought at that point that was going to be, you know, the reduction of the aggression coming out of Gimme opponent. But instead, everyone just rushes forward. They managed to get that sprayer kill. Fish has survived with 100% in the bank. And, well, yeah, Gimme opponent looking extremely strong right now. BB gets taken out by a crispy little headshot from Redlix there. And it does look like SDCK want to push. Redlix getting another kill. He's here to prove a point. Takes down Sting, and so sniper superiority for the red side right now. There is still a huge advantage, and that's going to be used onto Stan. He jumps forward. He's going to try to get as much damage down as possible. Gets the pipe onto Murphy. Takes down the enemy demo. But Redlix is popping head. Still gets Barbless now. They're 3 down for SDCK. 2 down for Gimme opponent. Make that 3 aside now, and SDCK keeping Sprayer alive there means that they have an uber advantage, and they're already getting on the repush. Jackinix jumping forward and taking that space.
Yeah, obviously Redlick's opening that up. The pool room hold is not as strong once the sniper goes down, and you know they got the foresight very easily. Sprayer doing what he does best, just plays nice and safe, perfect position, no threat onto him at all. Now they're pressuring across the point. They've got enough picks, have taken Fishka out as well, so they're going to take the cap for free. And at the moment in Vision, they still have some presence in pool room, but they don't look like they're going to be able to get on the medic particularly soon.
Yeah, they've got the cap. And a minute lead for Gimme opponent. It does look like they're going to be getting a lot of pressure down. Redlix, though, now on a 4 kill streak, takes down Stan. So no demo, but no sniper, and lots of people are dying here. The Uber has not gone well for SDCK. Sprayer goes down to about 40 HP. He's dancing around trying to survive. BB on the respawn is now going to be running forward. Manages to take down Mezzo, but he's going to want more than that. Sprayer with May for company backing up. Yahoo now accompanying to BB getting the cleaver kill onto Jackie Legs, and Gimme opponent at the moment recapping the point, maintaining that lead and the Uber advantage. And at the moment here, it seems like sort of the pre-game Mercs are now maybe getting under the skin of SDCK because they're rocking right now. And Gimme opponent definitely looking the stronger side.
Yeah, it's very uncertain. They took the point, but they hadn't pressured Gimme opponent out of the pool room. They tried to rotate their combo in there really before getting enough frags to do so. Now they're trying to pressure from the far side of the point. They know that Fishka's up to 100%. Sprayer still isn't quite at the Uber yet, so they have to be wary of the threat of the Uber. Just getting some cap time. Fist is still obviously a good unlock to allow. That stand comes in with the Uber now. Sprayer's kind of caught out. He's actually sticking him off completely. He's just dancing in the middle of this yard area. Eventually gets Uber. He's going to be able to chase now with May. Getting air blasted up in the air by Tercio, who will eventually go down, but manages to deny most of the Uber, deny most of the threat of May coming forward. The point is still in Gimme opponent's favour, and SDCK need to regroup at the moment.
At the moment, the two players, combat classes with the most points on the server are BB and Redlix. Redlix is just getting pick after pick, but BB is just DMing everyone. And Yerkas has managed to get at least his second med pick of the game. Now he shanks Sprayer. So medic advantage again in the hands of Gimme opponent. They have the point, they have the lead in the time. There's only 15 seconds left to go. Mezzo is going to respond in kind, taking down Fish there. Does manage to get, and there's so much cap time here. SDCK, you can see it just trying to buy a little bit more time before maybe getting the cap down. Yahoo trying to go across, but he's going to get gunned down by Barthes, and they're actually bleeding players here. SDCK playing it slow, waiting for their respawns to get in position. Kafka, though, Jerky Legs winning that MGE battle of the obelisk on Lakeside, protecting his medic. There's so many players dying here. Redlix gets launched into the sky, and Kratos to his death. But it looks, for the time being, SDCK are going to hold onto this point, and their medic, Fish, goes down. So close. May on the chase does get the kill. And I was just going to say earlier on there, Dave, May and Sprayer are doing a great job of just keeping themselves alive, because that was crucial. Even if that Uber didn't really achieve anything, using that Uber to force Gimme opponent back and take the space was so important. But now SDCK have all the work to do. 1:45 left on the clock.
Yeah, they definitely look a little uncertain at the moment, SDCK. They are in control of the pool room. Now there's a little bit of pressure being put to them. It's an absolute vice grip. Heavy coming in from one side, spam from Kafka. They do get the force out. Get a lot of frags, though, have gone down for Gimme opponents. So as impressive as that aggression was, they don't have any Uber. They've lost so many players, and they really have nothing to show for it other than the fact they're going to be able to go in dry.
Yeah, they have to hold here, and at the moment, Gimme opponent can just throw bodies on the point, get more cap time, get more pressure. Every trade they get is better, but May's going to open things up. And Mezzo with a huge backstab. He gets two. He gets Fish and Barthes. That's medic down, heavy down. That's a lot of HP off the battlefield, and they do not have a healer right now. Less than 1 minute to go for SDCK. Mezzo actually wrecks a 5k there. He gets Kafka as well. May also starting to pop off here, just cleaning up the frags. The damage is being put down. In the time that I said the top pointers on the server were BB and Redlix, Mezzo has overtaken them and now has double. He's on 30 points right now. But that opening kill from Stinghand is going to give Gimme opponent another chance. His Sprayer has 100%. They do not have Uber, Dave.
Yeah, they're sat behind the point. The Uber's coming up now. Fishka goes out another backstab from Mezzo. The Uber's not great from SDCK, but it was enough of a distraction for Mezzo to come in and work his magic once more. Eventually he will go down, but most of the work is done. A few frags now for Gimme opponent's side. They've also got an awful lot of cap time. They only have to finish that cap up, and it's pretty close, but Fishka is having to commit to it, and there's a flying heavy going across the point, but enough frags are just about coming in. It's an absolute melee on the point. Stan comes in from the left side at the end of it, and they will take the round, Gimme opponent.
Wow, double overtime for the first round of this grand final. I think that's definitely setting us up for an interesting test here. And his Gimme opponents, the challengers, who are going to take the first round on this map. And yeah, SDCK looking like, you know, again, pushed to the precipice. Mezzo there getting a 7 kill streak at one point, just getting those clutch picks. Really, you know, like I said, when SDCK have their backs against the wall, the big players have to step up, and as always they do. But this time it wasn't quite enough. I have to see what happens to CeeJaey jumping across the point, just trying to get some pressure. And the pipes from Murphy. I've always said this man has magnetic pipes that find his enemies, and he managed to take down Fish early on in this second round. The mid fight is definitely going the side of SDCK, and they're keeping Spray alive for the time being. Dave, huge advantage, totally flipped on its head from what we saw in the mid fight on the first round.
Yeah, such impressive, just coordinated aggression from SDCK. You see Jackie Legs do this funny, crazy strafe jump, just low angled across the point, turned a lot of heads. But while that was happening, not only did you have the pipes coming in from Murphy that just fragged everyone, you also had Viljak just absolutely holding W across the point, and there was aggression from so many angles. Vision could not deal with it at all.
Looks like Gimme opponent trying to do exactly the same as SDCK did in the first round, just playing this far side. Mezzo gets the kill onto Stan, which was where the pressure came. They do get the force. Sprayer not low on HP above this. He just, oh no, Murphy dies because of that.
That's so good. Bath is just propelling the Uber demo man across the map into his Pyro. Point blank, Pyro easy frag for him. Murphy getting nothing that we would like from the Uber. We're now seeing 90% come up for Fishka. There's not enough players around him for him to really want to take an Uber just yet, but Stan looks like he wants to take it. Takes a lot of damage, but isn't loaded as much as he would have liked. Gets knocked back as well. Tercio now coming into the pool room. Gimme opponent do take control of that, and they're going to get some cap time as well. But I think SDCK will be happy that they get most of their important classes out of there for the moment, and they do have an Uber advantage.
Yeah, they could have hoped for more there, actually. It was really well played by Kafka. He jumps forward, realizes that his team's Uber isn't really achieving much, jumps forward and gets so much damage down. And Sprayer went down. The only kill he got was Clark, but he managed to get so much damage onto Sprayer and the rest of the combo that they couldn't realistically fight from the position they were in. So they had to wait back up, and the Uber's going to come in now across the point. Murphy and Jackie Legs, a little flash on May as well. They're getting some cleanup here. Tercio, Fish, both going down, but not really much else to write home about. Mezzo and May both going down during that Uber. And Sprayer is going to get finished off by Bath. It's just sneaky heavy. Takes down Murphy and Sprayer. And what should have been an easy collapse there from SDCK looks like a winnable fight for the Gimme opponent.
Yeah, they committed super deep into the pool room. They did pick up Fishka, as we pointed out, and honestly, Fishka was not, was caught in a slightly awkward position. There were too many players really behind him, not protecting him fully, but the collapse of Vision, they didn't miss a beat, just pressured forward Barthis with the sneaky play as well, as we used to seeing it from there. BB's now actually onto Sprayer. He's really caught out. He does pick up the frag. That's really impressive, just seeing an opportunity of not enough of a screen across the medic, and BP absolutely capitalizes.
Just hammering down that W key, and Yerkaz getting the critical kill with those revolver shots. He's just been picking people off at a distance, something that we've seen spies do for such a long time. Using the ambi, but these days the revolver is often the weapon of choice, just picking off those weak players. But SDCK do get the cap here, despite everything that we've just seen. Losing players, losing their medic, they do get the cap. Fish does have that Uber advantage, 75% now. It's about a 50% add over Sprayer. So now they have to try and work out what they're going to do. Are they going to be pushing? Are they going to be Ubering? Redlicks and Mezzo are just picking people off one by one, just constantly just bleeding Gimme opponent. It must be so frustrating every single time you're getting ready to push, losing 1, 2, 3 players just to these assassin classes. But the Uber is going to come in. It's going to be a solo Uber on Stan, and often solo Uber. Viljak just dancing around, actually gets sword by Fish extending the Uber, but still Stan just can't do anything. He's just got nobody to help him, and SDCK kite that with ease.
Yeah, the cap does come in for Gimme opponent, but there's not much health. Tercio is down to 1 health briefly until he takes some arrows. Stinger gets a crucial pick onto Murphy, and May is going to go down as well. Kafka coming in from the flank. Redlicks hits a crazy shot onto Kafka, sneaking around in that pool room. Eventually will be cleaned up, but there's really not enough grouping up here from SDCK to get the aggression. They had a window where they could have really pushed and capitalized off the picks they had, but it has just slowed down a little bit in Gimme opponent's favour.
Yeah, they're happy to let this this time tick down, as I think we're just entering a pause here, just as the chaos starts to reach that boiling point. You know, he's got Barthes there fully spun up. That's going to be annoying, and as we say that, there we go. May actually hits the me shot to BB, and he's going to be the one to also take down Barthes. So there we go. That's what you need, a scout cleaning up the damage. May also taking down the teleporter. Not quite enough to get close to Fish though. SDCK will get to the cap, but they didn't get the medic, so big Uber advantage for Gimme opponent now.
Yeah, big Uber advantage for Gimme opponent. They did keep all their players alive. That was an important feature of that Uber for SDCK. I think you can often see these. You know, you won't always get the best Uber, but if you keep the players alive, it's good. It's actually a very cringe Uber here coming out of Envision. It's going to have to be all on BB. He does pick up Murphy, but Tercio is really taking way too much of that Uber, not what you would want. BB's really all on him. He's running, he's a bit of Viljack as well, so he's getting these isolated combo picks, so they've been able to get the cap off the back of it. Fisk has gone down to Mezzo, but it's going to be a fight across the point right now, CeeJaey.
Oh, I just saw Spray healing Clark, and you know, just Clark doing his best battle engine impression, protects his medic from BB, but Spray just didn't turn around, and Yerkas gets the backstab. So we do have an overtime situation for Gimme opponent. They just need to let this cap degrade or recap it, and they win. But 32 seconds left on the clock. There's a lot of cap time here for SDCK, but they need to get bodies on the point, and they don't have anyone on the point at the moment. Mezzo comes on. He's just trying to keep the cap alive. He needs to get a kill, but he's going to go down. Sprayer also goes down, and that's going to be it. Gimme opponent take the second round, 2-0. And ladies and gentlemen, let's just remind ourselves a minute. This is defending champions SDCK. This is their map choice, Dave. And I thought this pause may have been, you know, a bit of a tactical timeout coming from them, but it's actually the pause coming from Gimme opponent. Maybe they just need to calm themselves down a bit, because they are one round away from taking SDCK's map pick in this grand final.
Yeah, there seemed to be some issue there coming in with the pause and both teams getting Uber in the rollout, which is kind of awkward. Sprayer has gone down now, so that's going to be out of the question. Absolute chaos happening right now. Gimme opponents seem to have the better of this mid fight. And but we do see Fischke go down somehow to the Wrangler from Clark.
So essentially what happened there, for those of you who don't understand, there is a plugin that stops you from building Uber during a pause. Otherwise medics could, you know, teams could just pause and then get to 100% Uber. Either the plugin isn't working or on this server, or they did the whole pause unpause to get back into the server, which just ruins everything. So both teams just said use Uber if you've got it, just to get it out of the equation and try and make it as fair as possible. But apparently it does look like Viljack is out of the server. Pozka now has power, so he is in now. The heavy that was supposed to start the game for SDCK, heavy of the season ETF12, is in the action now. But as we're talking, Dave, Sprayer goes down to Kavka. 30 seconds chalked off the board already for Gimme opponent. Huge Uber advantage. SDCK are going to have to really, you know, group up here and play this almost pixel perfect.
Yeah, that was actually crazy from the flank from Gimme opponent. It's literally just the two of them were able to completely crush the SDCK combo. Kafka coming in from the upper area from the bats from above, and BB just running in, cleaning up the damage as well, picking up Murphy at the tail end. The Uber's now coming out. It's SDCK playing very close. Medic Sprayer is quite far back, gonna get chased, but Yerkas won't quite be able to find that frag. But they've got so many frags on the side of Gimme opponent. Even though they didn't get the medic, and Sprayer is now up to 80%, they've already clocked half of the time off for this round on the side of Gimme opponent, and they have all 9 players alive.
Yeah, May there doing his best, gets a couple of kills, the flanker kills. Fish is dancing inside a pool room, spread 100%. Mezzo lost one of his dominations, so he's down to 2, but that Uber is absolutely huge. Murphy takes on Tercio. Fish. May is going to clean up Asics. Yahoo comes in just to finish off the sentry. They lose Posca during that, but you couldn't ask for a better Uber there. Stinghand is actually on the opposite side of the map, trying to get the hero shot onto Sprayer, but it doesn't quite come to fruition. However, the time, Dave, is tantalizingly perfectly on 1 minute for Gimme opponent, and that pretty much sums it up. They're 1 minute away in terms of cap time from sweeping this first map 3-0, and what a dent to the morale of SDCK that would be, and a boost to Gimme opponent if they were able to do that on their opponent's map pick. We'll have to see what happens here. Only about 30% ad for SDCK, but this is going to be real close.
Yeah, Redlick's picking up Stan. Kafka going down as well on the flank. Traded out for Murphy. Picked up somehow by Bath is just using that heavy glitch spot that's such an impactful feature of this map. Poker's also trying to use it, but he's getting rushed by so many players. Even arrows are not enough to keep him alive. Just the blob of Envision players fully around. But Jackie Legs is trying to go deep. Fishka will pop the Uber out in return. So Ubers are traded to slightly better Uber for Envision. A big bomb coming in from Stan, going through main, trying to cut off Sprayer, but he will snake his way up to the ruins area, safely playing on the stair. Well, but does go down, eventually has to walk into this big sightline in the middle of the map, and Stingen picks him up.
That is huge. Medic down, advantage for Fish. Gimme opponent in control. I mean, there was so much that happened there. SDK look like they're going to be recapping the point as it is, waiting for the respawns perhaps, but they bleed so many players. Fish actually gets a saw there onto Mezzo. I'm not sure if it counts for the Uber, but Jackie Legs took a flash of the SDCK Uber and was maybe like a few hammer units away from killing Fish, but BB has been playing this pocket scout role on this map, and every time he sees a chance, he's just running at Sprayer, which he's going to do now. It could be enough. He does get the kill. Redlix is going to counter that with a kill onto Fish, and I think SDCK should be able to re-push it and re-get the point, but at the moment BB is being so dangerous. He is playing that pocket scout role. He is protecting his medic from any jumpers, but also he's taking these Ubers and he's just running like a wasp on wanting to kill, buzzing around Sprayer all the time. SDCK have to fight tooth and nail. 10 seconds left on the clock here.
Yeah, at the moment SDCK haven't only just got the heals up. Now they are pressuring the point, they are getting some cap time down. They've only got really the one frag in the favour, that is Yerkas, who's been annoying that, but Kid Big B is just barreling forward. He's the only one, but he picks up May, he picks up Poker as well. 2 opening frags, and it's going to descend into just a big team fight on the point. Sprayer has to run in, easily cleaned up by Tercio, and Gimme opponent take this first Lakeside map.
Let's just let that sink in. SDCK, current ETF2L and UGC champions, come into this unbeaten in however long they have been unbeaten for. Arguably, undeniably, the top team in Europe for the past few years. They've picked Lakeside in this UGC Platinum final, and they have been beaten on it 3-0 by the challengers, and Gimme opponent looking very good right now. Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers here, because that's going to tell a lot of the story. Not the entire story, but some of the story, I suppose. As we take a look, and like you said there, Dave, 32 kills on BB, top fragging on the server, 32 kills in 22 minutes, and maybe it was just the team fights. We'll have to see, but this is going to be really... This is the biggest, I think, moment. I think this is the biggest chance the team has had of taking a title away from SDCK for a long time. It's their map choice, which they lose 3-0, and now we're going on to Gimme opponent's map choice, Asheville.
If this was any other team, any normal situation, you were saying Gimme opponent would take the second map and clean it up 2-0 quickly. But this is SDCK. You can absolutely never write them off. We've seen it time and time again. They do step up in these big finals. And honestly, I expect them to come out this second map. I think they'll be a lot stronger. Definitely expect a good second map. You know, you've got to have some of the you know, some of the team are going to be elated by the fact they've won that first map. It's potentially the best opportunity we've seen for a while for anyone to dethrone SDCK.
Absolutely. We'll have to see what happens here. Asheville. We saw the assassin classes popping off in the first map. We'll have to see if they can do it on this second map. Another Koth map, and potentially one map away from SDCK being dethroned. This is the second map of the UGC European Highlander Season 34 Platinum Grand Final. SDCK still in the red, Gimme opponent still in the blue, but they are one map to the good, having won SDCK's map pick, Lakeside 3-0. We'll have to see how they fare on Asheville, and the first picks are going to be Yerkaz and Kafka. They go down early on in this mid-fight. SDCK playing underneath a strat I haven't seen for a while, maybe just trying to throw Gimme opponent off guard, and a meaty rocket there straight to the face of Fish. JackeyLegs not going for the jump, just going for the spam, and he gets taken out, but this is just going all over the place right now.
Yeah, Stan was trying to walk forward, didn't have a healthy medic that could confidently walk forward with him. I've seen SDCK, they've rotated back onto them, and they can see that there isn't much pressure, just Yerkaz and Kafka being the two that are up and in position to spam them, but there's enough players for the SDCK side. They're going to cap up this first mid-fight. It's unusual seeing that under mid-fight. I haven't seen it in a while. You obviously don't see it in Plat at all, but interesting strategy. I wouldn't say it kind of super worked out, but they do take the fight.
The Ubers are going to be traded here across the point. Very aggressive here from Terti. He's just air blasting everyone all over the place, just trying to discombobulate the Super Dickmann's defense, and he's done enough, but the cleanup is there. Posket on a 4K right now as he just walks forward, starts taking some names. He's still walking forward, gets Barthis as well. He takes 5. Pretty much half the team, or over half the team there. I can't do maths that quickly in my head, Dave, but a pretty good counter Uber coming in from SDCK, and again, they're just sitting up in the corner and just waiting. They can just soak up the pressure now. Uber advantage, control of the point. They can sit and wait and see what Gimme opponent going to throw at them.
Yeah, Gimme opponent got so much damage down in that Uber trade, but they didn't clean up any of the frags. There was something like 6 players below 100 health for the side of SDCK. They've now actually had to almost give up the point without too much contest. They did lose Murphy and Redlix, probably the two most important classes in Highlander, so just feeling they're not really in a position to fight this without their demo, without their sniper. JackeyLegs is going to go down as well, so that is really awkward for them as well, because now they can't even get that soldier sucking in. They're just going to have to take it in dry at the moment. The Uber's just coming up now, but Fisco is very, very close. Just Yahoo chasing across them. Tercio is going to completely deny him. Big rotation coming in, not too much cap time. This is another feature of the map that is a longer rotation, so they can't immediately pressure from this area, and they've actually used out the Uber from their own ramp side, and it's not the best Uber, CeeJaey.
It's not the best. Yahoo was down to a slither HP, just wasn't going to get out of that alive. But did a great job in air blasting him into the corner, just doing enough so that the Uber couldn't chase as quickly, and that gave time for SDCK to get out there. JackeyLegs bombing forward, getting a bunch of damage onto Stinghan, and May is going to be the one to finish off. JackeyLegs jumping in behind now, just being annoying in the background. It just looked like SDCK want to walk forward. With Stinghan down, you can just hear that all pinging off there from Redlix, just trying to get a kill as his team get the cap down. Spray goes down though. Kafka, huge play, is going to give an advantage to his medic, and it just seemed that there was no denial there.
Yeah, May wasn't quite in a position to stand on that roof. A lot of players were still getting the cap time, so it's just that small kind of slice of an opportunity that Kafka is able to completely take advantage of, completely exploit, that there were players on the point not in a position to deny it across the roof. The roofs are so important in this map and Plat as well, and Envision absolutely making the most of it. And they've got enough picks now. They've got 100% Uber, and it's going to be relative parity in Ubers as well. Stinger trying to go, Redlix trying to go for something aggressive, but at the moment it's all Gimme opponent.
Yeah, and they're bleeding players here. SDCK, what was looking A really, really promising start to the round. Again, they've just lost to Murphy there to a body shot from Stingan, so they have to wait another few seconds for Murphy to be back in action. They don't quite have the Uber yet, but that's the kind of player that you want going for a suicide, surely. Redlegs does get a kill onto Acid, so no engineer. In comes the sack. They do get the force. Jackie Legs and Yahoo combining to get enough damage down. Force Fish to actually get the Uber. Pops there. Stan jumps forward, takes a bunch of damage to the face, does take down Poker, so that's pretty good. Again, Redlegs peeking from this main door without support, and he's just going to get pressured. The aggression coming in from from Gimme Opponent here. They're so aggressive, they're so far forward, and it does look like we're having another pause here, Dave, just to give us a chance to take stock of the situation. They've used an Uber, and instead of backing up and playing passive, they're basically in their opponent's lobby.
Jackie Legs will presumably be there being able to rocket jump, but we do see the pause comes in, the Uber comes in. Murphy isn't able to get too much damage down. No frags. Eventually they do clean up Tercio, but Jerkus comes in and picks up Sprayer at the tail end of that Uber, and while there are a decent amount of frags, there is a decent amount of cap time. Oh, Murphy goes down to the crater as well.
Yeah, that didn't go decidedly one way or the other, did it? SDCK did enough to make it a successful Uber and actually get the cap. And, Gimme Opponent did enough to make it not too bad on their side. They managed to get Spray down, they kept Fish alive, so now they have this huge Uber advantage. And Murphy dying there means no stickies. The Uber popped quite early on, maybe didn't need to be popped that early with no Demo Man. Stan jumps in, he gets so much damage done. He takes Redlegs and Yahoo, but he does die. Sprayer is on the run, trying to keep alive, but 6 players have been deleted because of that Uber. Jackie Legs gets taken down late on with a 1v1 against Kavka, but that was a much more clinical Uber.
That was an absolute nuke from Stan. I don't think that could have been really any better. The only thing he could have done better was get the medic. But Sprayer hit an amazing serve, but despite all that, Stan was able to clean up at least 3 other players. And again, you can see Gimme getting so aggressive, they pick up Sprayer, levitated in the air before they could even push. And that Uber advantage that they did get has counted for nothing. Gimme Opponent take the first round.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to decipher there who called for the pause, and it just looked like SDCK called the pause there after that first round. So 3-0 to Gimme Opponent on that first map, and now 1-0 down on Asheville. This is definitely crunch time for SDCK here. I can't remember the last time they played a best of 3 series and didn't pick up a round, Dave. And at the moment, Gimme Opponent are looking to be the first team to have done that in possibly years, as this mid-fight is definitely going the way of them again. Just looking, the underground strat just didn't work this time, Dave. They're kind of locked in here.
Oh, with SCP running in, he will get the foresight onto Sprayer. There's not enough players. He's actually just soloing a heavy at the moment. Players are going forward on the side of SCK, but the counter Uber is going to come in from Gimme Opponent. Again, not too much aggression is going to be coming out until Stan does jump forward. Nearly gets picked up by Jackie Legs, but Jackie Legs will be the one paying with his life. And while all this is happening, Fishka goes down.
Fishka does go down, and it's Redlegs. You said at the start of this game he might have a point to prove, having not been in the starting lineup for a victorious UGC season, and definitely stepping up in this game or in this round so far, getting that kill. Big Uber advantage, and actually a lot of kills going the way of SDCK here. They managed to clean up a few, and they kind of looks like they're in no man's land right now, Dave. Like they want to play passive, but Gimme Opponent have been doing this forward hold so well, this aggressive positioning close to the lobby shutter door, that it looks like SDCK were like, should we do the same? Should we switch things up there? Redlegs now up to a 3-kill streak. We'll get another. And Mezzo gets a kill. Again, the assassin class is picking up, and Clark with the frontier justice crits just hits a face full of meat into Stan, and Gimme Opponent are like, alright, let's get out of here. This isn't going to work. Stingan here's a late death there. 10 seconds in the respawn queue for him, and SDCK looking a lot more comfortable as they take the lead in the time.
Yeah, they still have 100%. Fishka just about coming up to that now. Big sack attempt coming in from Kafka, but doesn't get as much damage out of disposal. What was it? Uber now comes in. It's going to be a much better trade coming in for SDCK. As long as Murphy doesn't get dropped, gets juggled a little bit, and BB's on the chase as well. Picks up Spray at the end of it. The post-Uber position far, far superior from Gimme opponent. They have players flooding across the point now. And suddenly, Gimme opponent, oh, Jackie Legs comes in at the tail end. Picks up a crucial pick onto Fishka. So eventually it does settle down. Both medics have gone down. Spray will have a bit of an advantage. Points still in the hands of Gimme opponent, but SDCK will be pushing very shortly.
Yeah, they're trying to get some camp time now, but they have to be careful. They're bleeding players. Poker, Yahoo, Clark all down. Murphy goes down as well to a backstab, and Sprayer goes down to Yerkas. Yerkas just picking up 2 kills there, and what looked like should be a comfortable recap for SDCK. They've now been nearly wiped. And Jackie Legs goes in for a bomb this time. He gets BB, but does not get Fish. And, you know, we talked about when you come into these clutch positions, when you've really, really got to win, the players step up to the plate. And I was going to say Jackie Legs did it there. He managed to get the med pick and give his team another chance, but they lose the team fight. And again, someone needs to step up. Who is it going to be this time? Gimme opponent in the lead by about 20 seconds right now. They have an Uber advantage. It's about 40%. They have a mini sentry being wrangled on the roof. They are just really, really comfortable right now.
Yeah, SDCK trying to push from this ramp side, but it's taken them an age to walk in. They do get suddenly a lot of frags. Fishko is going to go down. Jackie Legs again coming in. So frequently we've seen him be a big clutch player for this team, and once more he has taken it upon himself. Only 2 up now for the side of Gimme opponent. Kafka trying to go for Summit. A little bit aggressive, but is actually going to recycle. Gone under. Is in a position to perhaps bomb again, but SDCK now in control of the point. Envision have, Gimme opponent have a big Uber disadvantage. We'll see if they want to go for a sack wave once more.
I can't believe that just happened. BB just runs across the point in midair, just hits a couple of shots onto Redlix and takes him down. And he gets the sniper pick. Redlix in the chat not very happy with that. His team just not affording him the protection. Poker getting aggressive now, but BB picks up Jackie Legs, he picks up Yahoo. He's just killing a lot of players. SDCK getting so aggressive. May is going to take down Fish. Sprayer is kept alive here. It just seems that chaos is the recipe for the moment. Stan going forward by himself, trying to get as much damage down as possible, just throwing those pipes over. But at the moment, this is all playing into the hands of SDCK. They're the ones in control of the point. They're the ones with the Uber advantage, and Gimme opponent are the ones that have to make something happen here.
It's not stopping. Jackie Legs going in again for a big bomb, finding Fishka in sneaky, but he will survive with a low amount of health. But while that was happening, no heals were going into, and Clark is now in, trying to get the fist kill, will not find Fishka, who again somehow escapes. And this has fed a lot of players on the side of SDCK while cap time has been going down. It's going to be 8 seconds remaining for SDCK, so they do have a big, considerable advantage. They also have a slight Uber advantage as well, which may or may not come into play. But suddenly Envision are back in control of the point.
Yeah, Murphy's already leading the charge there. The Uber advantage isn't as big as maybe they think. It's only about 10% left. They should have been going seconds ago, and now they're basically giving Fish the Uber. They're trying to play this slowly and methodically, maybe take the Uber exchange, and actually Yahoo jumps in. He gets the force, and it's cost him Jackie Legs as well, but the Uber is in the hands of Sprayer. But so many players have died here. They've dropped May, and that is a player that they want in the chase. Murphy's doing his best, jumping in, trying to get some damage down, but Sprayer's going to get backstabbed by Yerkas, who flies in and gets Poker as well. And Gimme opponent have won the second round. Surely that round was SDCK's for the taking. But Gimme opponent, on their map choice, are 1 round away from being crowned UGC champions and their first victory in SDK's first loss in a final for who knows how long.
Wow, this is now, as we say, absolutely squeaky bum time for both sides, really. Match point coming up for Gimme opponent. Suddenly, Jackie Legs walks into Shutter, and Fishka just walks straight into him, trying to escape. Jackie Legs again picks up a crucial medic frag, but a lot of fighting happening across the point. but the heal advantage very much in SDCK's favour in this mid-fight.
Yeah, I'm still reading from that round. It just looked like all the puzzle pieces were in place. Someone just needed to, you know, just push them down and finish it off. But no, one round away. And that mid-fight was so much better from SDCK. Like you said, Jackie Lake's just really being the playmaker there, opening things up. He does get taken down there by Stan, who's being aggressive. They have this huge Uber disadvantage, but they're going forward. They've taken down Redlix as well, and the Uber comes out from SDCK almost kind of in a response to that. They know they haven't got the defense. May's going to walk forward. He's going to try and get as many kills as he can before his life goes down. He's on the chase for Fish, but no, the roller will manage to take him down. In comes Kafka, gets one onto Sprayer, but one is not going to be enough. May actually gets the bleed kill onto Tertier. In comes Bath, is flying heavy. Almost goes straight into the face of Sprayer. He will live, and Gimme opponent have kept Fish alive, but he's only at 75%, Dave.
Oh, Murphy Erickson on the point. Jackie Legs as well will just about get out of there. But Murphy going down is not going to be a good omen for SDCK. They are trying to contest it. Yahoo and Poker still fighting. Not a cap time coming in. And Ubo is going to come out for Fishka, and now he's on to Stan, but he's just getting blasted at the moment by Yahoo. Excellent denial by the many-time part of the season. But Stan doesn't care, he just keeps walking forward and gets the force out of SDCK, who was super, super deep, but just weren't aware of Stan walking forward.
Yeah, and Fish is nowhere to be seen. Jackie Legs had a cheeky little play underneath, gets a nice rocket onto Fish, but Fish does a great job of just surfing that away. It just seems like there's so many things happening right now. It does look like SDCK may be winning this in the long run. They've got the better spawns, and they're getting more of the picks. Jackie Lake's just being annoying in the background, fighting BB. He's going to jump into the air. He's just flying around and just kind of taking the attention of everyone going on. Nice headshot from Redlix, by the way. He must have heard that shutter open and just flicks to kill Yerkas. And I think SDCK should be able to recapture this. Now Mezzo lurks in behind and takes down Barthis, who was the only player really trying to stop that cap. SDCK still in the lead in terms of time on this round. But this is just pure aggression coming out of Gimme opponent. They just want to go forward regardless of the Uber stakes. They get Murphy down again just because he's trying to get the spam, and he's just taken down by just the pure pressure.
But as you say, he's absolutely got his sights on that medic back. You can see so many players looking forward from the Gimme opponent's side that perhaps there is an opportunity for him to go in for that pick. Obviously, I think if the scattergun was out for BB, it would be different. But yeah, Mezzo, you can see just sneaking right and does pick Fishka up. You were absolutely
as well.
How did you predict that?
You know what? You see and you think, okay, Mezzo knows what he wants to do. You know what he's going to go for, and you'd be a very brave or ignorant man to bet against him in that position. I feel like it's just, you just always have to bank on him. Spy of the season so many times. Redlix, who is the current ETF12 MVP, currently on an 8, making a 9k as he takes down Kafka as well. Again, these spies and snipers are just going huge, Dave, and SDCK could be back in the game here.
Yeah, it's certainly been a stronger round from them. I can see a tactical switch has been their flank has been played much closer to them. Both Jackie Legs and May have been controlling this roof, and it's put a lot of pressure on Envision, who wanted to press from this side. They do get the force out pretty easily. It's just going to be a solo on to Poker mostly. So Gimme opponent are in position, but May is snuck in through the end of that Uber, comes in, picks up Fishka, gets a lot of damage down onto Barthis, who is on the point capping, but he's so weak, he's going to get picked up eventually, and it's suddenly fizzling out here for Gimme opponent in this round.
That could have gone the other way there. Kafka jumped in, and I think Sprayer went down to about 10 HP. It was crazy, and if he dies there, it goes the other way, and Gimme opponent win this round, I think. But in the end, it's going to be SDCK. They make sure they don't get completely blindsided without a round on the board. They get a round on the board in this moment, and it does seem that this time around it was Gimme opponent asking for the pause just before the round ended. So maybe maybe thinking, okay, that round was lost, and having a cheeky little team talk to see how they can, you know, not lose any momentum here, because as we've seen, it can happen so many times back from the brink. Jackie Legs with the big bomb is going to fight Kafka on the flank. They take each other out, but it's 2 down aside here. Fish is pretty weak. And again, SDCK playing in this little corner, just playing underneath and peeking around these crates. It's very, very even, Dave, but Redix with the kill onto Sting and might cause SDCK to move forward.
Yeah, the blob of SDCK players just about won most of that team fight. They do get the Uber out now. It's slightly better for Gimme opponent. It's going to be chasing. BB is on the chase going forward. Stan as well is in position. It's actually SDCK are now caught out under position. They can get a complete pincer if Gimme opponent decides to go forward. Again, Stan walks forward, picks up the medic. Can he get Murphy as well? It's going to be a melee. He dies to a roller, and Gimme opponent are going to take the mid fight and have a huge Uber advantage.
Wow, that is huge. Fish at 50% as Sprayer spawns. It just shows that we talk about the big individual plays, and Stan there just making sure that his, his voice was heard, or at least his DM was heard across the server. Just a reminder, if you're just joining us, at the moment, Gimme opponent are 1 round away from winning this grand final and defeating the long undefeated current defending champions. Lots of damage coming down here. Stinger getting the kill onto Murphy. And this kind of sack wave did get the force. So getting exactly what they wanted, but costing them a lot of players for it. Maybe you would have wanted a little bit more value out of that, as the respawners for Gimme opponent are coming up just now. But a minute chalked off already. That puts you under pressure, Dave.
Oh, Sprayer has to win a 1v1 with Yurkus, eventually saved by Clark. But yeah, they did have a couple of picks there which would have been useful, but they're going to use the Uber now. It's going to be Yahoo and May being the 2 front and centre in this Uber. May just keeps walking forward, Yahoo as well. But they're at the moment being repelled on the ramp. Only the 1 frag of Bath is to show for it. Yahoo will go down. The cap has come in for SDCK. Mezzo is providing information in the backlines, will get cleaned up, but it's 100% up for Fishka now. It looks like they're just going to rotate into nice position. They have lost Stan, which isn't ideal, and Redlix is ringing out the headshots, denying an Uber just with the sniper rifle, just headshotting everyone. And the Uber does come out, but it's not the best. BB chasing into a big blob of players, and while they will get the cap for it, they won't get any of the frags they would have wanted.
You hit the nail on the head there. Without Stan, there just wasn't enough damage, and BB just couldn't get any kill. Just tried to go for the medic, doesn't get Spray, who's at now 90%. And it does look like Gimme opponent not looking as comfortable as they were before. Perhaps they are still in the lead by about a minute, but SDCK with the Uber now, if this Uber is effective, they can see themselves getting into this. But the big difference is at the moment, I feel, Dave, and as a medic main, you probably know that exactly about the leapfrogging that happens sometimes. No medic has really died very much on this round. It just seems they're escaping, surviving, and just re-pushing with the ad. But Fish is aggressive. He might get caught out here.
Oh, he does go down. Absolutely crucial pick coming in from Murphy. He must have been so close to this Uber. Frags traded hugely on both sides. Just 3 up for the side of Gimme opponent. Quite a few down for SDCK as well. But with Gimme opponent having control of the point, SDCK got everything they would have wanted out of that Uber. Fishka just a little bit too far forward while being very close to the Uber. And the cap will come in, and they've got, well, they briefly had all 9 players up.
Yeah, I mean, Kafka just went in for a late bomb there. He did manage to get a spray, which was absolutely huge. I mean, it was basically a team wipe coming out from SDCK with that Uber. Fish was playing the risky game a few times there, being aggressive. He called out, I think, on the first or second round, Dave, and that time he was definitely punished, and his entire team collapses because of it. But because of Kafka's individual play there, getting the last-ditch pick onto Spray, it does mean that is basically equal Ubers here. Slim advantage for SDCK, but it's sniper advantage for Gimme opponent, and they're abusing this to great effect. They're just walking forward, knowing that Redlix is not alive, to watch these angles. They're getting some counter, and they will use the Uber. The counter Uber comes out and it's just going to be traded on the point very awkwardly. Nobody really dying, but Posca Clark both going down. Murphy's going to try and spread some damage around, but Jackie Legs has bombed in and not got anything. Yakas with the backstab. He's been going absolutely massive in this game so far, and it does look like SDCK are going to be losing way too many players. Redlix, the only player left alive, he's going to be running away. He's on fire right now, and I think Yakas might cut him off, or he just might burn to death as the respawn is coming. 20 seconds left to go, Dave. 20 seconds, but between Gimme opponent and a UGC Platinum title.
Absolutely. It's going to come down to this one fight. They just need to hold the point for 15 more seconds now, down to 10. They're trying to rush in through the shutter, but immediately Sprayer goes down. Kafka again coming in with another clutch pick in this round. And there's no aggression on the point. So many frags in Gimme opponent's favour. And they are your UGC Platinum champions.
I don't know what to say there, Dave. At the start of this stream, I don't think either of us expected a scoreline quite like that. Let's take a look at the logs of the second map before we talk about the match as a whole. But I feel like this match started with a sprinkle of spice, a sprinkle of drama, and it's ended with the champions dethroned. Despite getting the damage, they actually got about 1,000 more damage. They were only behind on 4 kills. They end up losing this map 3-1.
Yeah, I think it's just a factor of you've got both these teams. They played it very close. But I think just Gimme they looked a little bit more just settled, a little bit more controlled. And there are a few moments where SDCK, they're almost caught out that they thought they were playing Cold Plant, and they tried to do things that would work on Cold Plant and didn't quite work on Asheville. And it was fine margins for sure, but Gimme opponent, big shout out to them, very worthy winners. Congratulations to them.
Yes, they are your season 34 Platinum Highlander Grand Champions of Europe.
Potentially, there's a map cup as well this Saturday. We might be able to cast that. So, if you want to keep up with all this exciting Highlander action, make sure you're tuned into Critscast.
Exactly. Dave said it better than I could say it myself. Lots of Highlander action, lots of TF2, so much stuff happening on Critscast. If you want to know when we're live, give us a follow on Twitch, or you can give us a subscription as well to check out the VODs and support the channel. We also have a Twitter, which you can follow us at Critscast, and also a Discord where you can follow all of the news about the channel. There's also a Patreon if you want to support us financially. All of the money from the likes of Patreon and subs goes towards supporting the production staff and the casters who put their time forward in order to bring you the coverage of all of these games. But a shout out to both teams. Thank you for putting on a great final. Congratulations to Gimme opponent for winning the Platinum title. Commiserations to SDCK. I'm sure we'll be seeing them back in the next TF2 season trying to make amends. And thank you guys for watching. I've been CeeJaey, John Break Dave, and ArchRhythm, and we'll be seeing you on a Highlander game in the future.
Hi, old beaver! Away!